Hey guys, what's up? Today I wanted to come to you with a leg day and a little bit of arms. Leg day is my favorite day, so I want to share what I did with you. So I started off with lunges. So I go through this series of how I'm going to do my legs for most of my leg exercises. I'm starting with a slider, which is really great because you work a lot more muscles than you're used to. I'm working my inner thigh more as well as my quad and my hamstring on the supporting leg. And then I'm going to go from the sliders and add weights. I loaded them at my shoulders. You can also load them next to your stabilizing leg, one on each side, and keeping 90-degree angles. And my hips aligned, staying straight, like there were headlights on a car, staying straight ahead. But yeah, shoulders, hips, they all line up. And then after I do the regular 15, I'm going to pulse 15. And next I'm going to go into a sumo squat, as you can see there. I must have pointed because my legs were tired already. So with the sliders, this one's a little tricky. You keep your toes on the sliders, and when you go out, you slide back in real quick. So you're using your inner thighs wicked. So when you slide out, your heels end up touching the ground and you can support and stabilize, and then you go out with the knees and then bring it in real quick. So you're working that inner thigh a ton. Your back wants to stay straight like you're going down a wall. And toes pointed out, knees follow the toes. You never want your knees and your toes going a different way. And then this is a modification. Just bring it in rather than that quick bring it at the same time. You bring one leg in and then the other, and then you go out with the opposite and just alternating. And you bring your toes pointing straight when you bring your toes in. Then same thing, I'm going to add weight. I'm not loading up my shoulders this time. I'm loading right on my thighs, next to my hips. And you can see my knees track over my toes again. Same thing, back's going down a wall. Chest stays up, and you do not want to arch that tailbone out. You want to support that lower back, almost have it tuck in, and you can kind of think of it as pulling your pelvis towards your nose, which sounds really weird, but it just kind of gives you that whole like tuck idea. Squeezing at the top. My legs were burning so bad at this point, you guys. Like, I love leg day because you can feel it and it's such a big muscle. But you gotta work it, and you gotta work it hard to get definition. And then same thing, I go from the full to pulses. I'm doing 15 reps of each, just so you get an idea. And next I'm gonna do a side lunge. I'm gonna do each side. Same thing, starting with a slider. The slider actually goes to the leg that is going out straight. So that supporting leg is actually the leg being worked. The leg with the slider, almost, there's hardly any weight on it at all, guys. You're sitting back. Your chest and upper body actually goes forward on this, but your chest stays up, okay? You're not like putting your head down or resting your chest on your thigh. You're resting your stomach on your thigh. And same thing, butt goes back rather than down a wall, it's going back. And you're really loading up in that heel, so you're going to feel it through your butt. And I'm going to add the weight, and my stabilizing legs just staying straight. Really go slow for this. My legs were dying again. Toes stay pointed forward. And then I drop the weight to frame that foot just for the, show you a different way. You can also load at your chest, which is a little different, probably actually a lot harder when you're going forward a little bit with this move, but a lot of leg moves you can load at your shoulders, your chest, or hanging, for lack of a better word. Knee stays behind the toe, toes pointing forward still. And again, that butt is going to work wicked, the side of the butt as well as underneath, to get that nice little lift. And I went to pulses. And seriously, when you come up out of this, it's like, thank heavens. You're also getting an arm workout just by holding the weights. A little added. And apparently we're going to go into curtsy lunges next. So curtsy lunge, hips stay facing forward still, but that leg goes behind. So rather than having like a hip width distance between legs, even when that leg goes back, you're actually crossing a little bit, but you want your hips to stay facing forward. Again, you're working the side of the butt, which is nice, but that's what I'm showing you, is to keep those hips facing forward. Weight does go back in that heel, but your body can, the upper body can go forward a little bit. You got to get that leg behind you. I just love the sliders. I just got introduced to them lately and I just have been loving them. It's not as much strain on your knees, but working those little muscles, those inner thighs, I swear, like engage for every single move. And then added the weights, not having to bring that back leg coming up. Honestly, it's almost like that back leg is stabilizing you more than anything else. That weight is in the heel of the front leg. You could also load the weight at your shoulders for this one. Just my shoulders get really tired when I do that over and over again. So I'm framing the leg. I'm dropping right down. 90-degree angles. And pushing up through that heel. And then burn out. So next I did a little bit of an arm workout. I don't work out my bis and triceps that much. They're just such a little muscle that I do a lot of the same exercises for them. But right here is an overhead tricep. You want to keep your elbows in towards your head. You don't want to stick your butt out. I'm showing you right there what not to do. You want to tuck it. You want to support your lower back in every move you do, you guys. And just going up with that weight. You can do 2 weights, but it's a little bit harder because you're working more muscles to stabilize. And you could even go into a squat with it if you really wanted to do some more legs. And next I am going to do some biceps. I believe I'm just doing a hammer curl here, yeah. So hammer curl is just bringing them up and down, keeping those elbows in towards the side. For these reps, I'm just doing 15 of each. And same thing, still support your lower back, don't stick your tailbone out. I'm going nice and slow, don't let that weight drop fast, you're going slow with it. Although I don't look like I'm going very slow, but you want to go slow. And see right there, I'm getting a little bit of a hitch. You really want to be careful when you get that kind of hitch near the end when you're getting tired. I'm going to use a resistance band, and again, I'm starting to love these. And I'm going to put my hand through that handle right there, keep my elbow in close to my rib cage, I guess is about where it lands. And I'm just going down with it, just bending right at the bottom, right at my elbow, and I'm working that tricep, keeping the palm kind of going back in a fist position. And you can make this harder by giving yourself less resistance and holding that band tighter or farther to that opposite shoulder. But I like this because it's a different resistance. And then for my last bicep move, I did do all of these 15 reps twice each, but I'm really going to burn out those legs going down into a sumo squat, but I'm supporting that bicep. I have tendonitis in my wrists and elbows, so this one I love because it's supported. Your elbow sits right on the inner thigh and you're just curling up. Your legs are definitely still getting a burn and you are working that bicep, but a lot more supported than just doing biceps without it sitting on the inner thigh or on a bench or something. But yeah, that's basically it, guys. I'm definitely sore. I was sore the next day. I did yoga later that day, which was awesome, but it was a really good leg day. The kids stayed sleeping and I was pumped to get a good workout in before the day got started. So give it a try. Let me know what you think. Like this video if you guys like this workout and want more like it. I'm doing a little assistance at the end with that bicep curl. And let me know what you think, and I'll talk to you guys all later. Thanks for joining. Bye.